Hey everybody, it's Chad Esley. Welcome to the channel, and I'm back after a long absence. I just really don't have a lot of time in my life, and I know I always say that, so I apologize, but welcome back. This is the Amiga 1200 with the Vampire V1200 in it, streaming mods, and I have a bit of news. Actually, I have a question for you. I'm considering a channel split. One channel artwork, one channel retro. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Do you get bothered by cartooning videos in your retro, or digital artwork videos, or VR videos in your retro channel? Do you not care at all? Do you want to see it all? So this particular video is going to be a bit of bad news for Spectrum Next, my NGO clone. I got rid of it. I sold it on eBay. Not because I don't like it, mainly because I needed desk space. I have a cat behind me. I needed the desk space. And not only that, the Spectrum Next was kind of sitting there doing only one thing, and I thought, why not have a machine that does absolutely everything? I got kind of tired of waiting for the cores that were out for the Spectrum Next that you could flash, that turns it into various arcade machines. It just seemed like the Mister is really where the development is at, and I found out that the Spectrum Next core is out for the Mister, so it was kind of a no-brainer. Someone bought the NGO clone from America on eBay, instant buy. Maybe they wanted a single-use machine. I hope they enjoy it. But for me, I went with the Mister, and I got the full 128 gig RAM board and the analog I/O board and the USB hub for it, which is all of the things you need. And I kept the cable from my Spectrum Next, RGB to SCART, and then I have a SCART switcher and RGB out of the SCART switcher into my 1084S, so I can share the Spectrum Next with my FPGA Ultimate Commodore Elite, Ultimate 64 Elite, and with my, what else uses the RGB out? That's it. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to show you a bit of my desk. I'm going to use my phone to record some of this and kind of show you what I've got going on in this room of retro madness that I have going on. So stay tuned, and here we go. All right, so here we are staring back at my monitor and the camera recording my face. Hello. And I'm holding my phone, so I apologize for the video quality. But yeah, this is my crazy desk. I've got I invested in SCART, which is not really popular in the United States, but it's a great way to get an RGB signal in and out of a nice Commodore 1084S monitor. So you're seeing right now the output of my Ultimate 64 Elite, and that is playing a SID tune using real SID chips. And it works quite well. It's very, very sharp. And I can turn on the Mister. Here is the Mister. My Next used to live here, and it's pretty cluttered right now. But I need a case for this. If anyone can recommend a good case, let me know. They seem to be not available. But I have many adapters on this. This is for my Genesis core, a Bluetooth adapter in the back, various USB plug-in things. And one thing to note about the Spectrum Next, I'm going to switch this on, and then I'm going to use my SCART switch box to switch over to the 1084S and show you the Next booting up on that, on the Mister. But one thing to note, I needed the SD RAM. It's not quite cheap to get into the Mister, unfortunately, any longer, but the SD RAM board, I needed 128 gigabyte. I needed the analog I/O board. I used the same RGB cable from my Spectrum Next. Just this is VGA or RGB, whatever it is, out to the SCART switcher, and then the SCART switcher into the monitor. So that works really well. And then I've got an analog output cable here going into a capture device on my PC. And the Spectrum Next core requires a secondary micro SD on the top I/O board. The real micro SD for the Mister is right there. So yeah, I need a case for this thing. It's a jumble of wires down there. But yeah, and then next to it, I have the mighty Amiga 1200. I've got a camera leg sitting on it right now, and that can be turned on. It is on right now, as a matter of fact. And that under my 1084S, I have one of those old school power switchers, so I can the master power for everything. I've got the V1200. I've got the monitor itself. I've got the Vectrex switch on and off, and I have an extra port there, and I have my Vampire V4, which is actually, you can't quite see it, but it's under my camera there. It's on top, there it is. And I've got under it a nice little mixer, which is mixes channels for my Amiga 1200. So you don't get that extreme left and right when you're playing Amiga mods. You can kind of blend them together, which is very, very nice. Yeah, and then I've got my sort of big drawing tablet over here, and that's the setup. Highly recommend the 8BitDo SN30 Pro if you're going to get a Mister, or even if you have a Nintendo Switch or what have you. It works with a PC, it works with everything. Completely versatile. This is a fantastic controller, and I'm going to try and turn it on and connect it to the next. So you're going to see me boot this up. What I'm going to do is throw this switch to turn on the Mister, and I'm going to press my button here, SCART switcher, and we will see the Mister come online and see it count down. It's set to boot directly into the Mister, and rather the Spectrum Next. I need a little bit more coffee today, folks. And there we go. I'm going to turn on my 8BitDo SN30 Pro, and I think that's connected. Yep. No. Yeah. Let's see. If you can hit F12, so one difference once you've booted up the Spectrum Next, you can actually just hit F12, and you get the Mister menu. And I can go over to Define ZX Next Buttons, and I can press right on my connected Bluetooth controller. And you do the standard setup, right, left, down, up, and I'll do A, B, C, X, I'm not sure what these are, Y, Z, and you can change them later. So start and no. So then we're all set up. Hit escape. And you can just go and do things like, run Delta Shadow. I'm actually using the keyboard because I'm having problems holding my phone right now and showing this off. And that interference on the screen isn't really there. It's just my phone camera not syncing with the refresh rate. So apologies for that. So here is Delta Shadow. And it looks beautiful. RGB works pretty much exactly like my Spectrum Next did. The only downside really is I don't have yet in the core any way to do wireless stuff. So yeah, I can switch over to my full screen. There's my old template that I had. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. I think I've got the wrong aspect ratio going on there in my game. But yeah, so I can switch over to using the SCART switcher to the Commodore. The press of the button. Actually, it's not set to go out to HDMI out right now. So yeah, but anyway, with the Mister, I'll hit F12 and we can mount a new core. Let's go try an arcade core. Turning off the Commodore, hold on. Okay, and we can try, of course, Acorn Archimedes. You've got BBC Master Micro. I don't have a lot of experience with some of these, but yeah, some of these, and you have to sort of investigate on where to find all of the software. That's all up to you. Um, yep. Yeah. Let me try an arcade core here. F12 core. Actually, you can use my controller. And we can try organized. Actually, if I go to alternatives here, I can do Alien Syndrome. And yeah, it does work pretty well on my as RGB out. I've got it. If I switch back to my, yeah, you can see it on the 1084S. And a lot of games, a lot of the arcade cores, actually, because it's a direct output, you can't rotate them. So I have to pick up the 1084S and actually tilt it, which is actually kind of cool. I like doing that. But yeah, you can actually I can do RGB out and HDMI at the same time. It's very, very slick. And I don't know if I showed it earlier, but I made some joysticks for this thing. I made some Cigar Box joysticks, and I will put a link to that post in the description down below. But it's basically a cigar box with real arcade style joysticks. And what the heck here? Let's show you one of them. There we go. There is a USB cigar box joystick, and it totally works with the Mister in almost every core. So yeah, there's the wiring. Really easy, no soldering, just a bit of drilling holes in wood with the right tools and screwing in some things and plugging in these cables. And it's pretty much ready to go. And the Mister is really great with being able to reconfigure for almost any joystick you're using. So let me see if I can start a game here. Yep. So I am old enough to have played this like when it came out in the arcades. And I think it was on the heels of Aliens maybe. I'm dead immediately. But yep, it's easy to switch cores. F12 and you're out playing another and completely accurate version of an arcade game or another computer entirely. So just do a random arcade game here. Here's Wonder Boy 3. A big warning to the bad people out there like myself who are running ROMs that possibly I might not have this arcade game in my garage, but I can't tell you the truth on that. So let's try a new core. Let's try a computer core. I've got a lot of this on a micro SD card, but the Mister, I've got it networked, so it can actually do some network things, like you can load a ROM over your home network basically, which is really, really handy. Let's try out well, there's the Commodore 64. I mean, why should I even have the Ultimate 64 if I have this? I mean, the Ultimate 64 Elite being in the bread bin, it's just such a big part of my childhood. I need to have it. I have, FPGA, C64. It's not quite as well implemented, not at all, in fact, but it's nice that it's there, I guess. Yep, Atari ST, even have that. And I like the fact that whoever put together this little hard drive full of games I downloaded named the trash can The Amiga is the trash can. That's very nice. But you know, there are a few Atari ST exclusive games out there that are pretty fantastic. But you know, few and far between. I was kind of glad to be an Amiga person. Amiga is sort of where I started. It's where I'll always hang my hat, as it were. But yeah, these all work as expected. Try Xevious. Very nice. A nice arcade conversion. Sound is not perfect on this version, but yeah, you can jump right into a different computer, different core. It's just so quick. Let's try a console. We got the Sega Master System, got Neo Geo games. There's a lot of fighting games. I mean, not quite into the fighting games. They're kind of good for a laugh on occasion, but yeah, Neo Geo. It's a really interesting system. A lot of good stuff on it, but not necessarily a huge fan of all the fighters. And of course, everyone's seen all the Metal Slugs. Fantastic pixel art. How do I... This one I probably don't quite have set up. Let's see. Escape that again. Oop. Sorry. Oop. No slowdowns. It actually, I mean, if the game slowed down, it will slow down because it did in the original hardware, but yeah, it's pretty buttery smooth and looks so good on the 1084S. I can't tell you. In fact, let me just show you really quick. I don't know, you have to see it in person, folks, but it is just amazing. It's so satisfying, and I will play the CRT over the HDMI monitor any day of the week, and that goes for my Amiga as well. But yeah, the Mister, incredible system. I think you would enjoy it if you are struggling with some other, you know, if you're struggling with your Next. I hate to say it, but it's very nice to have everything in one package, and possibly for a cost that is equal to or lower than buying a Spectrum Next, if you're able to get your hands on one. So that's about it for now. Next video could be an art video. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the channel split. I hope everyone out there is staying safe, keeping your mask on, encouraging others to get vaccinated. And that's it for now. Goodbye. Peace.